Hey there, it's Getaway Jamie. After the success that my video for cost of living in Athens actually had, I decided to make a video with the things you should know before moving to Greece. Moving to a different place, it's actually hard by itself, so it wouldn't hurt anybody to know some things beforehand. Before I go on, I would like to thank everybody for supporting the channel so far, and I would highly recommend pressing the subscribe button below. It's really helpful to me. Before you move to a place, somebody has to wonder, how am I supposed to move to a place? Like, should I get a visa? Should I have a permanent residency? If you're a European Union citizen, the only thing you have to do is register and start working or studying or have enough money to get by in Greece. There's no limitation to that. But if you're actually from a third country, you should have found a work beforehand or a place to study, or you can come to Greece for family reunion or for humanitarian purposes. These are your main options that you can come to stay here in Greece. Now, the second thing that somebody would say is, okay, I want to come to Greece, but where should I go? There are many options actually, and it depends on your taste, your personal taste, or your job. Many people mainly move to Athens or Thessaloniki, which are the two biggest cities, but there are also many other smaller cities that are very beautiful, and the way of living is more calm. Or if you really like calm in the winter and you like to have baths in the summer, you can go to live on an island. There are many small islands or bigger islands that someone has to choose. There are unlimited options. Now, the third point is the housing. Someone can actually find a house from some websites that are for rentals, or you can find a private contractor from an advertisement somewhere, but it's really less common nowadays. Or you can hire a real estate agent to find a house for you. But unlike some other countries like Canada, that the real estate agents are free for the ones that want to rent something, in Greece you have to actually pay them, and the price is usually equal to 1 month's rent for the house you booked. You should always use a contract, never go contractless. Usually the landlord will ask you to give 1 or 2 rents up front, and that's a very common practice. And what you should do is actually either use a bank transfer or get a receipt for the amounts you have paid. Another important thing is that healthcare in Greece is actually free. Once you get the AMCA, which is something like a social security number, you can have free visit to hospitals, especially the emergency, and you can call ambulances for free. You can visit public doctors with appointments, and if you have prescriptions, you get discounts on your medicine. So that's actually really cool, and something in Greece we don't really appreciate. The fifth thing is tax services. Unlike some countries like the UK, that you don't have to do any tax returns and things like that, in Greece you actually have to file your tax returns. I really don't like this, but it's true. You have to do it like every spring. When you first come to Greece, in order to register to the tax services, you have to create an AFIMI, which is a tax services number. And with this number, and along with AMCA, it's like the 2 most important numbers you'll get in Greece, because you can do everything with those 2. In the later years, we have an electronic platform called gov.gr. That from there you can do many transactions with public services, and it's really useful. And I don't know why we had to wait for COVID to do all of these things, because it's really useful, it's time saving, and you can get all your applications online and get answers and get documentations, and it's actually really good. Now, some people may ask, what about education? Well, education in Greece is free. It's free of charge. up to the point of the bachelor's degree. So you can go from kindergarten, primary school, high school, and to the university to get a bachelor's degree for free. Now, many will argue that, okay, in order to go to the university and pass your final exams, which are called panelladikes, which is exams that all children in that year compete each other throughout Greece. And in order to pass these exams, you have to do some extra lessons to be successful, because they are quite hard most of the times. But generally, I know people that passed to universities without the extra lessons, and it was actually free for them. So theoretically, it's free. Now, the banking. One thing that I always took for granted in Greece and didn't know that other countries have to pay is their banking, their bank accounts. I always thought that bank accounts are free of charge, like they are in Greece, but I've come across like many countries like Canada that you have to pay to keep a bank account. So yes, in Greece they are free of charge. There's no such thing as a credit as there's in the US or in Canada. You actually don't have to have a credit card, and we always never use checks. And there is an iris thing that you can transfer money to other bank accounts from other banks free of charge. That's some really cool stuff here. Now, driving. If you ever, for whatever reason, decide to get a car and start driving in Greece, if you are from the European Union, you can easily use your car with the same driving license. You don't have to do anything else. But if you're from some other countries, namely US, Canada, Australia, Japan, and a few more, you can easily convert your driving license by paying only a fee or getting some tests, but not like driving tests, mostly like doctors' tests. But unfortunately for many other countries that are not on the conversion list, you have to take a new driving license exam from the beginning. That sucks, I know, sorry. Another thing that you might have a little bit difficulty is the language. With your everyday life, there's not going to be a problem because most Greeks speak English. Like if you want to go to a restaurant or go to a shop or do whatever in your everyday life, it's going to be easy. But if you want to go to public services, that's going to be a little more difficult because many of the paperwork is only in Greek and it's not in English. So that's going to be kind of hard. You have to have somebody to translate or fill the paperwork for you. And of course, if you are looking for a job, you probably will have to learn to speak Greek. Actually, depending on the position, but most employers favor those that speak Greek fluently, or they can understand and have a professional knowledge of Greek. Now, in order to learn Greek, it's a little bit difficult, and if you want to speak it correctly, it's really, really difficult. But that shouldn't discourage you. You should really try to learn it and come to Greece. And the last thing would be the weather. Okay, somebody want to ask, what's wrong with the weather in Greece? The winters can be a little bit cold, but they're somehow mild compared to other countries. But the summers are another thing that can be really, really hot, and you might not even want to go out of your house in the daylight. So be prepared and bring with you your sunscreen and a hat. It's going to be really useful and life-saving. Okay, so these were my tips about Greece. I hope you find them very handy. Make sure you watch my other video about the cost of living in Athens, which will be somewhere in the screen on a card. Like the video, share the video with your friends and somebody that might be interested. Comment on the video about anything you might want to ask me. Subscribe to the channel, please do that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.